Michelle had always believed in the power of communication. If something was wrong, you addressed it. You didn't let it fester. But this was different. The tension between her and the woman was building, and Michelle knew she couldn't ignore it any longer. That afternoon, as the office began to clear out for the day, Michelle made her decision. She would confront the woman, not aggressively, but directly. She needed to know what was going on. She needed answers. The woman was still at her desk, as usual. Michelle approached, her footsteps slow and deliberate. The woman looked up, her eyes narrowing slightly, as Michelle stopped in front of her. "We need to talk," Michelle said, keeping her voice calm but firm. The woman's expression didn't change. She simply nodded and stood, following Michelle to a quiet corner of the office where they wouldn't be overheard. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence stretched between them like a taut wire, ready to snap. "What's going on?" Michelle finally asked, her voice steady but edged with frustration. "I've been noticing things. Notes, emails disappearing. What are you trying to do?" The woman's face remained neutral, but there was something in her eyes. Something dark. Something Michelle couldn't quite read. "I don't know what you're talking about," the woman said, her tone flat. "I'm just doing my job." Michelle stared at her, searching for any sign of guilt, any crack in her calm facade. But there was nothing. Just the same, unreadable mask. Michelle didn't know what to believe. Was the woman telling the truth? Or was she playing some kind of game, one that Michelle couldn't see the end of? "I want this to stop," Michelle said, her voice firmer now. "Whatever's going on, it needs to stop." The woman held her gaze for a moment longer before nodding. "Of course," she said, her voice soft but insincere. "Ah, if that's what you want." Michelle felt a chill run down her spine at the woman's words, but she didn't let it show. Instead, she turned and walked away, her mind racing. Something had shifted. The confrontation hadn't brought her the clarity she'd hoped for. Instead, it left her with more questions. Questions that she wasn't sure she wanted answered.